I finally cut my mom off. I hate that this.
Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, we'll be talking about why people are cutting off toxic families. Toxic family members is one of the hardest, most painful decision a person can make, and yet it's a decision many people are quietly making for the sake of their own peace and well-being. We grow up in believing that family is everything, that we must stick with our blood no matter what. But the truth is, not every family dynamic is healthy. Some are built on manipulation, guilty, gaslighting, emotional neglect, or even abuse. And when you are raised in that kind of environment, it can take years, even decades, to recognize that what you have been enduring is not love. So I'll put the videos together so that you watch and learn. I'll be back to share my 2 cents.
I finally cut my mom off. I hate that this is my reality. I don't want to be the child who has to cut off their only living parent because the dynamic is so abusive and toxic. But it is the reality. And it's the only thing left to do. Just can't be the bad guy anymore. And I don't understand how she sees it that way. I don't understand how she can look at her little girl who just wants her mom to be her mom as someone who is evil and out to get her. I'm not out to get her. I'm not out to hurt her. I just want my mommy. And she can't be that. She can't be that. And the dynamic is only hurting both of us. This is unfortunately an all too common thing, I think, with millennials and their parents recently, and I don't know what it is. This isn't just a case of someone arguing with their mom or not agreeing with their mom or not liking her or whatever. I'm not going to get into the specifics in this video of the things that she's done, but it was bad enough for me to be removed from her custody as a child. So she can never own up to the things she has done, to the things she's still doing. She can never say I'm sorry. She can never commit to trying to be better. Her thing is always that I have to move on because she's my mom. She's my blood. I'm gonna regret this when she dies. I'm her blood too. I'm her child. I'm her blood too. I have to be done. I can't do this anymore. You can't heal wounds that are constantly being ripped back open all the time. I have spent the last 28 years trying to heal wounds that you would think are fresh, and they are from decades ago, because they keep getting ripped back open and ripped wider. Came to a head today when we were talking. She really wants me to hear her about a massive revelation that has come to light about my family. She wants me to hear her truth, and I said, I'll do that if you can also hear mine. We can move through it together and try to heal and change this dynamic. And she pretty much said she's not willing to hear me, and so I have to close the book. The book on my mom has to be closed. She is the source for almost all of my wounds, all of my trauma, all of my fears. She is at the core of all of it, and I have to close the book on her. And it really sucks. The only way I'm gonna heal. It's the only way I can move forward. And I don't know why I'm sharing this. For community, I'm trying to be brave. I'm trying to be brave and courageous in my life and take control. I deserve to be happy and create the life that's in my dreams and leave behind what's in my nightmares. And I don't know what's gonna happen next, and I'm scared. It feels like I finally did what I needed to do for a long time today. And I'm really sad, and I wish I didn't have to do it. I wish I had a mommy. I want my mom so badly. But it's the idea of what I've always wanted and needed her to be. It's not who she is or who she can be. And I have to accept that. And we have to move on. I have to let her go. But I love you, Mom. And I'm sorry. And I hope you'll be okay.
Let me tell you something. Do not mess with anyone that has ever gone no contact with their parents, because we are a special breed. I'm not out here being like, ooh, look at me, I'm cool for going no contact. No, because shit's painful as fuck. But what I am saying is that the people that have had to do that, which is by far for me, the most difficult and most painful thing that I've ever had to do. And I say don't mess with us because the level of pain, but also the level of commitment it takes to honor our peace, to honor our boundaries, to do what it is that we need to do to preserve our wellness and our well-being is, I mean, you can't compete with that. And it's something that since I've done it, I realize like, oh my gosh, if I can do that with them, I can do that with anyone. I can make sure that I am adhering to my boundaries and honoring myself with anyone. And the story is a story within itself for another video. But what I will say is, as painful as this experience has been, it has also taught me so much about myself in terms of what I can actually deal with, what I can actually cope with, the magic, the skills, the healing that I have within myself to be able to persevere, to be able to navigate this experience, and to ultimately say to myself, you are worth it. You are worth the investment. You are worth being chosen. You are worth so much. And when you go through this deep level of pain and healing, because those two things can happen at the same time and simultaneously, you recognize that nothing is worth jeopardizing your peace. No relationship, no amount of interest, no environment is worth jeopardizing your peace. It's just not worth it. And that's not to say that you can't grieve or mourn relationships or that you can't reconcile. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is there are moments in life in which we will have to be met with the decision on whether or not we feel like we are worth investing in, and also getting to a point where we recognize, you know what? I need to make the decision. And that decision may include walking away from a situation. It may include a really difficult time, but it can also allow for growth. It can also allow for healing. It can also allow for so many things. And when you go through this level of freaking healing, what's something else? Okay? And if you want more of this type of content, follow for more.
I cut my mom off 3 years before she passed. So whenever the end of her life came and there was only 2 spots to go into the hospital room, that was given to 2 members of my family and not me, because I didn't want it to be me. The sad and harsh reality is that my mom had died years ago to me. I knew that I was never going to get what I needed from her emotionally as a mother. And so I decided to just leave her in the dust, because that's what she did to me. And I needed to get on with my life and start to create something, or I was gonna be in the same rut that she was all of her life. It's not your responsibility to take credit for somebody's actions and how they treated you. Probably one of the character traits I remember most about my mom is just how selfish she was. She was selfish and a bit of a narcissist, which for me wasn't great, because there was this really weird layer of jealousy to it, and I had to get out.
I wholeheartedly agree with cutting family off if need be. You can scroll on my account and find tens of thousands of videos on here just on that. If you are toxic, I don't care who you are, you can go. I have cut off different family members. I speak to my immediate family right now, and that is it. I do not talk to any cousins. I do not talk to any aunts, uncles. None of it. Like I refuse to live this life and be miserable just talking to people just because they're my family. I don't care. Like, be a good person or like get gone. You know what I mean? And I will stress that to my kids. If they're uncomfortable around their family members, they do not have to speak to them. I don't care. Older generation's not gonna like that, and they're probably not gonna like this video, but it's my life, and I'm just saying, cut off family if they're toxic.
I was without a doubt the worst version of myself when I had my mom in my life. And the church said amen. I was the most sick version of myself. I was the most angry, bitter. As children, we just want our parents to love us unconditionally. We just want to feel loved. Mine couldn't give me that. It's fine. As I got older and I started to really like unpack all this shit, I realized that I was holding on to her for just reasons that weren't even for me. First, it was because of my children. Then I realized that she didn't even care to have a relationship with them either. So then it wasn't even about them. It was just me wanting her to love me. I was falling back into that cycle as a grown adult. Bitch, I was doing crazy ass shit. I was joining the gym with her, okay? Just because she's a gym junkie. That's all she cares about is drinking, the gym, and her friends and men, okay? I joined the gym thinking like, you know, we'd get closer, she would love me. Bitch, please. I don't even like working out, okay? I fucking hate it. If you love it, a lot of people do. Go the fuck off. Love that for you. I don't. It's not my thing. Basically, I was just doing anything and everything I could to try to have a relationship with her that was never going to happen. When people are like, oh, you only have one mom, you only have one dad. Bitch, I only got one life. I only got one me. And I will not spend my one fucking life, the one life that I've been given, trying to convince my fucking mother to love me. Absolutely not fucking happening. No, thank you. Trying to convince my mother to love her grandchildren. Bitch, fuck you. And because I only have one life, it would be full of misery still if she was in it. The day I cut her off, which we're coming up on a year in a couple months, but the day that I fucking cut her out of my life, my entire world changed. I changed. I became better. My life was instantly better. For people that didn't grow up in really narcissistic, abusive, alcoholic, fucked up homes, they don't understand, but what I'm telling you is that boundaries and self-respect and happiness and love, the line isn't drawn there when it comes to fucking family. They don't get a free pass, ever. And if you needed a reminder today, in case nobody has told you, it's not your fault. It's not your fault that they couldn't show up for you, and it's not your fault that they couldn't love you. For whatever that's worth, bitch. Like, it's not your fault. You will heal, and life will become a lot brighter when you make the choice to cut ties, because family doesn't mean that I can put up with your shit. Or that I should put up with your shit for the rest of my life, bitch. You got me fucked up.
That's the video, guys. So I've put the videos together so that you watch and learn. I'll be back to share my true sense. Why people cut off toxic families. People cut off toxic families and members because staying in those relationships begin to cost them their mental health. It's not about holding grudges or being unforgiving. It's about recognizing patterns or harm that never change. For some, it's a parent who constantly criticizes them, never showing genuine support or empathy. For others, it might be a sibling who undermines their achievements or creates unnecessary chaos just to stay in control. This relationship can feel like emotional welfare, and when you finally see that, you start to ask, why am I still trying to win approval from someone who clearly doesn't respect myself? There is also a growing awareness that settling boundaries is not selfish, it's essential. And sometimes a healthy boundary is distance. People who cut off family members often don't do it in rush. It usually comes after years of trying to fix the relationship, to communicate, to compromise, to forgive. But healing can't happen if only one person is willing to change. When attempts at repair are met with more manipulation, denial, or gaslighting, walking away becomes the only way to break the cycle. The decision to cut off a toxic family member often brings grief. You're not just mourning the loss of the person, but the loss of what you hoped the relationship could have been. The fantasy of having a loving mother, a supportive father, a close family. It's painful to admit that this may never be your reality. But with the grief also comes reality. When you stop investing emotionally energy into people who only drain you, you can start to invest it in yourself and in people who genuinely care about you. For some people, cutting ties with family is the first step to discovering their true identity. In toxic households, there are often a pressure to conform to play a role, to hide parts of yourself just to keep the peace. But the peace is fake. If it costs you to authenticity, the real peace comes when you no longer have to shrink to be accepted. By stepping away from toxicity, people are choosing their own growth over generational dysfunction. Let's also talk about guilty because this is one of the biggest weapons toxic families use to maintain control. They make you feel like you're the bad person for standing up for yourself. They might say things like, you only get one mother, or family always come first. But the question is, what kind of family? One that constantly belittles you, one that ignores your pain. A title like a mother or father doesn't automatically generate respect or loyalty. Those things are earned, not demanded. And while the outside world may judge people who cut off family, only individuals truly know the depth of pain they have endured. Outsiders may say, but she's your sister, or how can you cut off your dad? As if biological excuses abuse. But anyone who's been through it knows emotional wounds inflicted by family cut the deepest, and healing sometimes require radical steps. People also cut off toxic family members because they want to protect the next generation. If you have children, you might reach a point where you say, I will not let my kids be exposed to the same trauma I went through. Breaking the cycle means making hard choices. It means choosing peace over tradition, healing over appearances. It means saying, I deserve better in meaning it. If it means walking alone for a while, it's okay. The idea of family is evolving. It's no longer just about shared DNA, it's about shared love, respect, and support. More people are realizing that choosing chosen families, the friends, mentors, and communities who uplift them can offer the love they need. Okay, they can offer also than the blood relatives never could. That's not betrayal. The survival that self love can do. And here's the truth: sometimes cutting off toxic family is the most loving thing you can do to yourself and even for them. Because when you stop enabling harmful behavior, you give people the opportunity to reflect. Maybe they won't, maybe they will, but either way, you're no longer sacrificing your peace in hopes that someone else may change. Ultimately, the choice to walk away is not about hurt, it's about healing. It's about saying, this ends with me. It's about giving yourself permission to choose peace, to create where love is not conditioned and where respect is not a constant battle. And that makes strength. That takes courage. If you're someone who's made that choice, you deserve to be seen, to be supported, and most of all, to be free. Okay, so let me just share a little bit because even me, I've got some family members because in my family we have some toxic aunties, of course. So I remember it was my wedding day, and these people were communicated to some weeks before because I think me I got married in 1 week. So as we didn't even waste some time, we didn't even do a lot of planning for the wedding. I did my planning in 1 week and everything was set and we are able to go. So my dad informed everyone because I was in another town and they were in another town. So he informed this family that I'm going to have a wedding. And these people, they were invited to my wedding and never showed up. Okay. So my dad was like, they don't want to come. And it was very near, like, you know. And me, I didn't like, okay, it's okay for you not to come, okay? But they started again talking stupid things. Okay, they started saying things which I didn't expect to come from them. And one person came for the wedding and left. And for me, I was like, okay, if my family is there, my dad is there, my mother, we are good, and my family is there, it's okay. And we had neighbors who came, they were so happy. And we had my friends who came, they were so happy. So even if people say blood is thicker than water, water is even thicker than blood sometimes because some people are very toxic. Okay, very, very toxic people. And the bad things that they can talk about you, they always twist things. So the only problem which was there was like me, I didn't call them to inform them that I have a wedding. But my dad did, and you received the cards. So how do you expect me to call you again? You know? If you hear it from your brother, why do you want to hear it from me again? So I didn't even have time to do that because, hey, some people, I don't know how to do them because it was really crazy. And I just found out that these people, they're not just good people. Okay. I would want to really to get into details because I will get so emotional about all these things. And the fact that I have my sick mother, I have someone who's my mother's sick, she's having stroke. It's been 5 years. She's not been talking. And these people, what they're doing, oh my god. I don't want to get into much details, guys. So thank you so much, guys, for watching my videos. I really appreciate. And you guys, you have to take good care of yourself, okay? And tell me what you think in the comment section. If this video resonates with you, or maybe you can also share it with a friend who you think they can learn from something. So bye bye. See you in my next episode.